Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Agreth the Nether Spider. As you know, there's been a little bit of changes. Please see my last video if you haven't about these changes. So let's take a look real quick. If you go to the Doom Tower screen, you could always click the info button and it brings you to this guide. There's also great resources like Hell Hades' website for going over the boss mechanics and suggestions for how to beat the boss. But let's see, if we roll down here, this is Agreth. Okay. The Nether Spider. So previously the meta was a bit different for beating the Nether Spider. I think personally I also found the easiest method was just pure turn meter control. And then maybe having some support healing or a reviver on hand in case that counterattack back from the spider when you decrease the turn meter just one-shot your cold heart or your allure, which definitely happened a couple times for me. But now with the new mechanics of Nether Spider, she does her broad feast ability first, so she spawns the spiderlings. So you can't turn meter control the spider the whole time to prevent her from spawning the spiderlings in the first place. So now what? Now you have to deal with the counterattack that's going to come at you from the spiderlings, and when that happens, she also heals from the counterattacks. So there's a lot going on now. Well, it wasn't that it wasn't going on before, there was just ways to prevent it before. But now they have dramatically cut back on the ability to use turn meter against the Nether Spider. So now what? Now we have to make sure you're actually prepared to cleanse. I've seen multiple methods lately. It seems like the best consistent method is to have 2 cleansers or 1 cleanser at minimum, and a reviver, a healer, just a lot of support. So you need cleansing to take off the poisons that is going to come on you from the spiderlings, and we're going to need some healing and revive support ready for all those counterattacks that are going to come back at you. Now you're going to be looking for single target damage as well. For the most part anyway, you just want to hit the spider, but depending on the mechanics, you can get by with, like, Drexthar Blood Twin was used quite a bit I've seen so far, and it worked well for me. Even though he has his AoE provoke, he's a tough cookie and he can take some hits, and that HP burn seems to be a great way to kill the boss. So I'm going to show you what worked for me. Now, I'm a little bit behind in Doom Tower because I forgot to use all of my keys on the first day. So unfortunately, I'm going to be a day behind all the other content creators talking about the bosses. Although, I mean, this is our 3rd round of this, so at this point, everything's pretty familiar. It's just going to be more analyzing the changes that they have made that make these bosses harder. So now, for me, the Nether Spider, I was able to beat with double reviver and the heals of Siphi, and Drexthar Blood Twin for the damage. His HP burn did all the damage. And then I also have a Hackhorn Smashlord in here for cleanse, and Doom Priest in here for heals and cleanse. Of course, Duchess puts up her Veil, which makes people take less damage, and she's just, overall damage mitigation champ, solid champion, throws up some shields, super helpful for support. Now, I'm sure not everyone has a Siphi and a Duchess. That's not necessary. You can get by with this method using, like, Sill of the Drakes. There's so many options that you can put in there. I mean, I'm sure Arbiter. Just having support, having some heals, having a reviver there to help pick you back up. Now, also for the sake of cleansing, Mausoleum Mage is a great choice. He is a fantastic champion to build anyway. Personally, mine's not quite built, and I want to get Hackhorn built anyway for the sake of Faction Wars, because I haven't finished Skinwalkers. So my Hackhorn, I made sure I got him going pretty fast. He's going to have to go faster for the higher up Nether Spiders, but for now, he's level 50. I don't have a banner on him yet because I don't have him to 60 yet, so we'll get him there. But this is enough for now, for at least level 20 hard. Now, we are on hard right now. So I'm going to show you this run, and This is a full auto run. Now again, you don't need Siffy. I know it's great that I have Siffy. Of course I'm going to use her, but you can get by with other people subbed in for healing and revives, and same thing with the cleansing. Now Drexthar Blood Twin, remember he is from the Bazaar. You can buy his fragments. It takes a while, but I think it's worth it in the end. There's also other HP burn champions. You can use plenty of them, so just give it a shot, see what happens. Let's roll in here with our auto run. Alright, we're at the boss now. It's dropped down her little spiderlings. This is why we need a cleanser. Those poisons are a lot. If you AoE hit, you're going to be smacked with quite a lot of damage. Honestly, the best method for this would be doing this on manual instead of auto. That way I could make sure I only use Drexthar Bloodwind's A1 instead of AoEing the spiders. But given that this is a pretty tough team, the revivers are top tier, the healing is pretty top tier with Siffy and Doom Priest, I was able to get by keeping this on auto, but I would highly suggest that if you're working to do a similar team with cleansers, healers, revivers, and an HP burn person, you try to focus just single target hitters, or do this on manual if you get stuck. Like ideally, Drexthar doing his AoE provoke isn't really necessary. He could just do his A1 and keep hitting the boss, and we would be in a little bit better shape and not having to heal so much. But Siffy and Duchess are top tier. I'm sure when I get to the next level, Nether Spider, I will need to be a little bit more careful though. But we will let this one play out. So as you can see here, we are above 5 minutes, but a pretty solid run. It probably could have been faster if I just used his A1 so that I wasn't getting knocked down so much, but hey, it works. And yeah, I mean, I have Drexthar in Clan Boss Masteries, so he has War Master on, so he was doing decent damage. This, again, it could be faster depending on what characters you're using, or it could be a lot slower. But it's just about getting it done, honestly, especially for a boss like this. I will show some substitutions next, so you can see who else could work in this place. So, I mean, not many people have Siffy and Duchess, right? Now, I would show you Mausoleum Mage instead of my Hackhorn Smash Lord, but he's honestly not ready. So I'm going to leave him in there, but Mausoleum Mage can do the job just as well. Or honestly, Reliquary Tender is a rare, and she's fantastic. But again, mine is not built, so I'm going to just show this one. Alright, so let's see. Most people probably have an Arbiter that are working on Doom Tower. Again, this is hard. Doom Tower hard, but you can use a Gorgorob. You could use a healer like... I mean, Apothecary is a little bit tough to use because he does AoE... well, randomly. He hits, his 3-hit is random on his A1. Scylla the Drakes is an AoE too, though. But these are all things you can do manually in order to beat the boss and not have as much trouble with those counterattacks. So why don't we try, let's see. Should we try Arbiter? I think we try Arbiter or Apothecary. Or Gorgorob. Let's try Apothecary. So I will let this go through quickly on auto for the first wave, and then we'll speed it up and get to the boss. Okay, we are at the boss. I'm going to try to do this manually. This may or may not succeed. Let's take a look. So we still have the cleansing happening. She's going to attack and cleanse, attack and cleanse. I do have my Doom Priest in Relentless Gear. And here we go. Drexlar is going to do all the damage with HP burn. So that we have her as a reviver here in case we need it. We're going to put this slow on him because why not? We are going to get a couple counterattacks, unfortunately, so this might not work. Apothecary might not be the best choice. And already, oops, yeah. So this is how you can see how much of a difference just having someone who's AoEing affect this. But we'll see. Let's see. It's okay. We have him to heal. The HP burns are ticking and killing the spider, kind of just like, you know, when people use the HP burn method in normal spider. This is a slow method, but it works. I don't think my apothecary is up to par, so this one might be a fail. We're going to cleanse everybody and heal. See, unfortunately, every time that the spider hits, or every time that the spiderlings counterattack, the spider also heals. So boom, back at square one. This is a good example to show why apothecary is actually not fit. So as much as I wanted to say, oh, maybe he could work, the reality is he cannot work. So live and learn, right? Let's exit out of this. And yeah, so I think we're at a better point here if we use well, to be honest, my Seal of the Drakes is not the best. My Arbiter is much better, though. We still have the two. All right, there we go. We still have the two cleansers. Let's see if this is much better. To be honest, some of my people are not up to par that I had. Like, I don't think my Seal of the Drakes is the proper speed for this. I did have her built just for Faction Wars. I haven't checked her stats. I believe she's in Relentless Gear, but I could be wrong. Is a great candidate for Relentless Gear as she can go more often to revive. And we're on to the boss. Let me hit that auto. Let's turn that off. Okay, let's see if we can keep up now. Go, Arbiter, you do your thing. Let's put down Weaken. That's certainly going to help. Let's increase everybody's attack, because why not? And we don't want to AoE with Mr. Hackhorn Smashlord here. Let's just stick to using Drexlar. Ooh, that got resisted. So the bad part is he is the wrong affinity for this, so it's going to happen. It's a rough start, but when the spider attacks, he also gets HP burned. See that? That's the good thing about Drexlar, is when he gets attacked, he also has a chance to land the HP burn. So we do not want to use Arbiter's A2, so let's just stick to the A1. Now, this isn't the best setup for keeping Drexlar alive. My Siffy definitely did a better job, but we'll see. It might be fine, it just might be a little slow, and that's okay. As long as we beat it, right? There we go, we cleansed. Now, unfortunately, the block debuffs do not work. Keep that in mind, block debuffs do not work. So we're still getting poisons. Still keeping with Syl's A1, and she's ready to revive if she needs to. Alright, we're gonna speed up through this battle a bit. And boom, there we go. So a little bit more user-friendly team here. We have a champion that you can get from the bazaar. We have a free-to-play friendly Sill of the Drakes that you get just by the daily login rewards. And we have an Arbiter who is, of course, the end game goal for finishing your progress missions. Again, Hackhorn Smashlord can be replaced by Reliquary Tender or Mausoleum Mage. Doom Priest is also a great one to have in there because she heals and cleanses. So keep this concept in mind. It is a tough boss to beat, but it seems to work pretty well with the HP burn, cleanser, healer methods. So just expect that you're going to have to heal and probably revive your people, but if you make it so they are tanky enough, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Like I mentioned, my Sill of the Drakes and my Hackhorn Smashlord are not properly built. As you can see, my Hackhorn is only level 50, so he has a lot more potential to be a little bit tankier, a little bit faster, so it can work. It's just going to be different than it was before. No more full-on Allure, Armiger, Termeter control for this boss. I realize there's one more thing I should probably include. You guys probably want to see my champions that I use, so I'll quickly go over them so you could see my stats. I did use Siphi as my main character. She is, of course, made to go fast. For Arena, she has decent resist. It could be a bit higher. And of course, she is built pretty tanky to survive. I do have her in Arena Masteries. And then we're on to Duchess. Duchess also is built for, well, unlike her, I have my Duchess built for Clan Boss. So these are for Clan Boss Masteries, and my speed and everything is built for Clan Boss, so please keep that in mind. Now the good thing about her being in Clan Boss Masteries is that she can actually proc War Master and do a little bit more damage to the boss. And then I did use Sill of the Drakes for some of those examples. She again is built for Faction Wars boss, so here having her in War Master and then support masteries. And I do have her, oh my goodness, well, Sill is missing a glove and she still did that just fine, so as you can see, my stats may not be perfect. She's literally missing a glove that I apparently had stole off her, and it still was able to beat that boss fairly well. At least I know next time I go to beat it, she will be fine. Too funny. So let's see, the other person we had in there was Doom Priest. My Doom Priest is in a bunch of level 12 gear and still fantastic. I finished Night Reverend 21 with her. She is not built with resistance, but she is built with proper speed and high HP and okay defense. That's pretty standard. I do have her in Relentless Gear. And again, same thing. Her masteries were geared toward whatever was going to help me beat Knight Reverend 21 Faction Wars. Now, Drexthar Blood Twin was the damage. I actually don't have him in Clan Boss Masteries like I thought. I forgot that I had changed him for Arena and for Doom Tower, so he is built with the high accuracy mastery, and he is in Frost gear as he provokes, so that helps the crowd control the waves. And of course he has a decent accuracy, working toward using him for the final Faction War or Doom Tower boss. So he's tanky, he's almost the right speed, not quite, gotta get him there. But that is a work in progress. I have not fully built him. I've not got to the level 120 boss yet, so we'll worry about that when we get there. But for now, that is plenty of speed. So the other person that I should probably, well, won't worry about showing the other people. You know what, my Arbiter, I guess I'll show my Arbiter. My Arbiter is built for Arena, of course, super tanky, high speed, a little bit of resistance. I don't actually have much resist on her. And again, masteries are focused for Arena and what works great for Arbiter. And finally, there's one more thing I should show you guys. If you are looking to find out what your stats need to be in order to land, like example for resistance, there is this great spreadsheet which I will link in the description. This actually isn't too bad. So 150 resist, 150 accuracy on this boss. So your resistance only has to be 150 if you want to try to resist. The slow unless that it cannot be resisted. Might need to look at that. But yeah, anything if you're looking to find out the speed, like in order to keep up to a 1-to-1 ratio, you want to be above 200 speed. So my Drexler was actually a little bit slow, but I did have Duchess as a speed lead, so that helps a lot. Boost everyone's speed, so it gets him in an okay place. But this spreadsheet is a great reference to find out where you need to be to fight the wave that you're stuck on. It also can be found here on Hell Hades' website. If you go down to Doom Tower, and then you go to Doom Tower Boss Stats, he talks about that, and this spreadsheet is actually in the post here. If you click the original Reddit post, which he properly credits, there's a spreadsheet link to take you to what I just pulled up. So it's a really great resource. Make sure you don't miss out. I thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps. Please feel free to comment below about your teams that you're using to find success in the Nether Spider, so maybe it can help somebody else that is watching this.